Cruise lines aren't formal environments like they were in the past, but they do have some dress codes enforced in certain areas. This includes new updates to reflect fashion trends that may no longer be acceptable on a cruise. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, cruise lines do have some rules when it comes to dress codes and things that you could wear on the cruise ship and even in ports that might not be obvious. And by the way, for anybody who's been on a cruise in the last few years, you've seen how cruise lines have overall relaxed a lot of their dress codes. Well, we do have some updates and changes to this that you will want to know about. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give this video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let's get started. All right, let's start off with the first of the dress code mistakes, or maybe we should call this cruise fashion mistakes. And by the way, I'm not the fashion police, so really this is just information so that you can have a better cruise. So the first thing is, if you have smart or meta glasses, you're probably not going to want to wear them on a cruise. And this is because we have 3 cruise lines who have now banned the use of smart glasses in certain areas of the cruise ship. And in one case, it's actually in quite a lot of the cruise ship. So even if this is something that you think you might want to wear with an outfit or you might want to create content with, there have been some concerns about privacy when it comes to the guests and the crew. So these are things to probably leave at home. Number 2 dress code mistake is not packing the right footwear for a cruise. And this is different than a lot of other beach vacations, because even if you're on a Caribbean cruise, if you think that you're going to go through your cruise and live in flip-flops or sandals and that's going to be okay, unfortunately, you are mistaken. That might be fine for the buffet and for a lot of the outdoor restaurants, but most cruise lines do have a rule against flip-flops and slides in their main dining room and some of their restaurants, in particular in the evening. Now, even if this was a month ago, I would have said, except for a couple of cruise lines that are much more casual, and one of them would have been Norwegian Cruise Line. But they've actually recently updated their dress code rules. I am going to be talking about that throughout this video because they are one of the top 3 or 4 cruise lines in the world, and they have made some pretty significant changes. Oh, and by the way, the other reason you're going to want other shoes other than flip-flops is because some of the activities that you wouldn't even think about that you might want to do on a cruise, for instance, maybe you're going to want to go on a ropes course, or your kids want to go on a ropes course or do any of those activities, even like sports, even something in the kids club, they're going to need sneakers or some form of closed-toed shoes. Number 3 mistake, not packing a change of clothes in your carry-on bag or embarkation day bag on boarding day. And I would say even if you're flying, you should pack an extra change of clothes always, because, you know, that's your just in case clothing. But on the day that you board your cruise, it's going to take a few hours before your checked luggage arrives delivered to your cabin. Now, something that I always do is I pack a bathing suit. You never know, maybe you're going to want to go into the swimming pool. So a bathing suit and a change of clothes for the day. But I also pack my evening wear. And this way, if anything might be a little bit wrinkled, I can hang it up right away in the closet, get all of those wrinkles out, and be ready for the evening without stressing about where is my luggage and when will it be arriving. Now, if you are wondering what to pack in your embarkation day bag, I do have an entire video that really details some of the things that you should bring in your carry-on bag, so I will leave that at the end of this video. And this is where Nomad Lane, the sponsor of today's video, comes in. This is the Nomad Lane bento bag, and because I love organization and structure, it's my favorite carry-on personal bag. It fits perfectly under the seat on an airplane, but it also becomes the most organized embarkation day bag that you have ever seen. It opens clamshell style like a suitcase, so you can pack on both sides, and the light interior lining means that you can actually see what you're looking for. There are dedicated compartments for toiletries, tech gear, and important items like your passport and keys, plus enough space for a change of clothes and essentials. Now, one detail I really love is the padded laptop sleeve in the center of the bag instead of on the outside. It protects your device from impacts on both sides. We actually had an Uber driver drop our bag out of his trunk with our laptop and iPad inside, and nothing broke, which says a lot. Now, my little carry-on secret is that I pack a compression cube with 2 days of clothes, a swimsuit, sandals, makeup, toiletries, sleepwear, and my tech items. This way, if my luggage gets delayed, I have peace of mind that I have what I need, even to mix and match in a worst case scenario. It's easy to carry either crossbody or slide the trolley sleeve over your luggage. It also has room for a water bottle, stylish, practical, and makes travel feel easy and organized. Now, I'll leave the link to the Nomad Lane website along with a discount code in the video description below, as well as a pinned comment. Dress code mistake number 4, and by the way, I have a total of 13 of these. Wearing inappropriate graphic t-shirts, and I'm even talking about vulgar language on t-shirts. Now, something to keep in mind is that a cruise ship is a shared environment, and many cruise lines are family friendly. So they do have some rules about this. And in other cases, it really is just, let's just call it good manners or vacation etiquette. So some things to think about is if there are any swear words, probably don't wear that on the cruise ship. If there's anything that is violent or vulgar on the t-shirt, you don't want to wear that either. And I know this is a personal decision, so in the end, you do you. But even political messages, let's face it, I don't think we're all on vacation to actually get into arguments with other people. So you may want to, and again, this is up to you, but you may want to keep that for at home as well. Number 5, camouflage clothing. Now, we actually have some cruise lines that remind cruisers of the rule to not wear camouflage clothing in certain cruise ports of call. This is because in certain cruise ports of call, for example, Barbados, if you go there, they actually have a law against any civilians wearing camouflage. And this includes shorts, t-shirts, and even if this is something that could be on trend, you do not want to go into a cruise port of call, have a fine, or even worst case scenario, possibly be arrested. Now, we've actually heard of some cruisers who've said that when they've gone into certain cruise ports of call, they've actually been told to return to the ship. Main dining dress code rules. Now, main dining is definitely less formal than it was in the past, but we do have on most cruise lines either a casual dress code or a formal night dress code. Now, I definitely think when it comes to formal night, there's a lot less enforcement. This is really just a dress up if you like. And depending on the cruise line, you're going to have people that dress up a little bit more or a little bit less. But I'm actually talking about what you are wearing even on a casual or a smart casual night. Now, we do have cruise lines that have outlined some of the rules, and a lot of that usually includes not wearing shorts in the dining room for dinner. And the other rule, again, is about flip-flops that we talked about earlier. But we actually have Norwegian Cruise Line who has updated their rules. One of them is specialty dining. We'll talk about that shortly. But the other in the main dining room, even some of the sit-down restaurants, is not to wear tank tops. This is in particular for men, and not to wear hoodies. Now, this signage has actually been seen recently at several Norwegian Cruise Line restaurants, and Norwegian Cruise Line has updated their dress code on their website. Now, I am curious what you think about this. I actually thought hoodies did surprise me because I know this is definitely in fashion, especially for younger people. But let me know either way down in the comments below. Specialty dining dress code. If you're going on a cruise and you go to any of the specialty dining, you are going to want to bring at least one outfit that's a little bit more dressy. Now, this does not mean that you need to be in a suit, but you do want to usually have at least a pair of khakis and a collared shirt, or even a pair of dark denim jeans and a collared shirt of some sort. And when it comes to specialty restaurants, it's not uncommon for cruise lines, even if they allow people to eat in their main dining room in nice shorts, to not allow this in the specialty restaurants. And it does seem like part of the reason is they want to keep that to a more elevated environment. Number 8. Now, I have a feeling that there might be a little bit of a debate on this one. Wearing pajamas or robes in the main dining room or even the buffet. Now, this is actually a bit of a debate among cruisers right now. Just to let you know, bathrobes are not permitted by cruise lines in the main dining room, and people have been known to actually be turned away from the cruise line. So definitely don't do that. Some people have said they've even been a little bit embarrassed because they went down for breakfast and they were told to go back to their cabin and put on some clothes. But it is becoming increasingly common for people to sometimes wear pajamas as clothes, at least for the morning hours. And this is where a lot of cruisers have different thoughts on this. Now, I think mainly we do see this in the buffet. And to be honest, I asked recently in the LifeWell Cruise community what people thought of this. And while some people were really against this, they thought, oh, this is really bad etiquette, bad manners, and really maybe even unhygienic. There were other people who said, it's my vacation and I am going to dress how I want. So when it comes to pajamas, it doesn't seem like there's a hard and fast rule to this or even a consensus, but I am wondering if cruise lines are looking at this because this has definitely been a discussion that is coming up more and more. Number 9, it is a dress code mistake to wear pool wear inside the cruise ship. Now, I am talking about in particular in any of the dining venues in the cruise ship, but even in the bars and lounges, if you do show up in a bathing suit, you will likely be told to put on some clothes, but it also does put the crew in an awkward position. Now, I actually had a maitre d' tell me a story about a year ago where he said that he was increasingly seeing some people show up in pool wear, but with like a mesh cover up over that, but coming into the dining room to eat. And he said he had to be the one to let them know that, no, we can see your swimsuit, oftentimes skimpy, underneath the mesh cover up, and you are going to have to go back to change. And he said that sometimes they said, I'm going to go to guest services, I'm going to go to complain. But he said guest services ends up telling them the same thing and honestly does waste their time. So anyway, take that for what it is. Number 10, clothing no-nos and why. Did you know that if you wear a bathing suit with ties and zippers and grommets, now this is not against the rule, but if you do want to go on one of the water slides, it likely is going to be. They are actually pretty strict for safety reasons on water slides, and this comes to adults and to children as well. So you want to kind of watch this, even if there's any exterior zippers on pockets and things like that. They don't want anything to get caught. Now, the other thing, by the way, to know if you are planning to go on water slides, you got to know this before you climb up those couple of hundred stairs, is don't have any jewelry on, in particular any bracelets or necklaces, because they're going to tell you to take it off and then you've got to go back down again or have somebody else hold it at the very top. So you don't want to do that. And if you have an Insta360 or a selfie stick, inquire before you go on some of the different rides if you are allowed to bring it, because oftentimes you are not. Number 11, upside down pineapple attire. Now, truthfully, this is not against the rules, so wear whatever you want. But I will tell you, recently, upside down pineapple clothing is associated with, let's just call it a welcome pineapple lifestyle. Now, there's nothing wrong with that if anybody is doing that, but just to let you know, if you do wear upside down pineapples and even sometimes flamingos, I just feel like you should still wear flamingos if you want, but apparently this is also a little bit associated. But if you wear this, this is sending out a signal. Wearing too much perfume or cologne. Now, this is a little bit of etiquette as well, and nobody is going to enforce this rule. But you know, when you think about other people on a cruise, this is something that can really bother people, especially if you are taking the elevator. So if you do use perfume, just apply it lightly. Now, in addition, we also have baseball caps in the main dining room that are something that you are not supposed to wear. The only thing that I will say is if anybody is wearing a baseball cap or even flip-flops and they're in the dining room or they're dressed in a way that is technically against the rules, is really just to have a little bit of grace, because we never know what somebody else is dealing with. And there are some cases where people, due to medical reasons or even other things that we might not be aware of, are wearing that. Now, if you're getting ready for your cruise and you want to know what to pack for Embarkation Day, make sure that you watch this video next. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now and happy cruising.